I'm gonna be honest with you.
Racist in here, get me out of here! Oh my god!
Because you almost had me. You almost had me, but I'm standing ground.
No.
Oh, she almost had me.
No, listen. Celebrity boxing is what Jake Paul does.
Right.
He got all these celebrities involved in boxing, and he make millions and millions and millions of dollars off of it. What is wrong with Ray J and Orlando Brown making some money?
I don't consider, like, okay.
They are celebrities.
But Jake Paul event and your event, I would put y'all on two separate pages because he's not a boxer to me. He's what it is. He got in the
ring with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, but that's
Mike
scripted.
Tyson.
But no,
90.
look.
And Mike would have really beat his ass.
Mike Tyson was farting up there and everything.
I think Mike would have really beat his ass, but I felt like it was scripted.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mike Tyson was 50-something, though.
Yeah.
I will say this. Jake Paul fighting against Mike Tyson was a fight that never should have happened, but they made their money, right? But also you have, before Jake Paul fought against Mike Tyson, he fought against an MMA fighter. He fought against KSI, which is one of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking about, whoa. But they made their money. I feel like with where boxing is going now, I'm a businesswoman, and that's what it is. Like, Ray J has a big platform. Orlando Brown goes viral every single day over whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have, I'm really excited about Tasiki fighting against Lex. Now, when I watch the baddies, it's way too much fighting up on Zeus, right? But I'm happy to see that they are willing to take their skills to the ring. I've seen Tasiki beat girls up on Zeus, and I've seen Lex beat girls up on Zeus. Now they're going to fight against each other, but with the gloves on. I feel like.
But what about the real boxers, though?
These girls could possibly become real boxers. I don't know about Orlando Brown and Ray J. I'm not talking about them. I ain't talking about them.
You know, Ray J was supposed to die like 3 months ago.
Yeah, he played with all of us.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
Ray J
did.
definitely played.
Yeah, he did. He definitely
I'm glad
did.
Juicy called him out at the BT Awards because you're not. We supposed to be doing a tribute to you, nigga.
That clip from a recent Claressa Shields interview detailing who's going to be on the undercard of her upcoming fight was uploaded by veteran content creator Anonymous T not but a few hours ago, highlighting what I already said a few days ago, that this undercard is a brazen contradiction from Claressa Shields because, initially, what was it? 6 years ago, when Jake Paul first enters into the boxing space and shares the ring with a basketball player, Claressa Shields took it upon herself to give him a hard time over it because he was an influencer moonlighting as a boxer. She wasn't okay with that, but all of a sudden she's okay with this? Sharing a card with these people, Ray J is barely a recording artist. I mean, when's the last time he even had a hit single? Orlando Brown is barely an actor. He's more of an influencer now than he is an actor. And those two women, those two reality TV stars, what entitles them to cross over into boxing? Why doesn't it bother Claressa that they are entering into the boxing space, but it bothered her when it was Jake Paul?
Because he's white.
Count on me to say the quiet part out loud because that's what it looks like, that's how it seems. That the real reason she gave Jake Paul a hard time, it wasn't even because he was an influencer per se.
Because he's white.
It was because he was a white social media influencer who knocked out a black basketball player. Underneath it all, that's what it was. It was a prejudice. A prejudice on the premise of race, Jake Paul's race, which would make Claressa a racist. That is what racism is. Discriminatory behavior, a bias against those of a particular denomination, in this instance, race. When you read in between the lines. And what else this joke undercard accents is that Claressa Shields is not the rising tide that lifts all boats, that shatters glass ceilings for women boxers and uplifts them. Because remember, she's supposed to be the greatest woman of all times. She's intended to be the female equivalent of Muhammad Ali. Where do you think she got that GWOAT slogan from? It's just GOAT with a W in it. Though, who has Claressa Shields ever uplifted? And who is she uplifting now with this joke undercard? What she's hoping to do is siphon some celebrity from these uber celebs. For that, you might as well have signed to MVP. When they tried to sign her, and I'm surprised that they were, given her demeanor towards them, because MVP does more to uplift women's boxing and women boxers than Claressa Shields ever did. Jake Paul makes it a point to put as many female fighters on his undercards as possible, creating opportunities for a lot of women, which is not what Claressa Shields is doing here.
Greatest woman of all times?
You're just now trying to do what Jake Paul has been doing on a smaller scale. Because it was Jake Paul who brought streaming giant Netflix into the boxing space.
More than once. And more than once, he brought women's boxing with him.
So believe me when I tell you that Claressa Shields in no way, shape, or form is the rising tide that lifted all boats. She's not uplifting anyone, any other women boxers. She's only uplifting herself and aggrandizing herself.
It's not saying that she's not been successful in her own way, or that she's not an accomplished pound-for-pound star, because she is. I rate her, but this idea that she's the most pivotal figure in the history of women's boxing, or she's the most important fighter now?
No fucking way.
She's a hypocrite, is what she is. A brazen, walking, talking contradiction, and people are pointing it out outside of the boxing space. That how do you give Jake Paul a hard time for his influencer boxing, then share a card with these kinds of people?
It's getting harder for Claressa to disguise the real reason that people don't like her. She used to say that it was misogyny. They were giving her a hard time because she was a woman.
But that ain't it.
Those same people don't give Katie Taylor a hard time or Amanda Serrano a hard time, and they're women.
Then she tried to make it about race because she was a woman of color.
But the people criticizing her are women of color, so that's not it either. The real reason that people don't like Claressa Shields, it's because she's an obnoxious bitch.
That's it.
It's all it's ever been, attempting to disguise it, to get people to rally around her on the premise of a sisterhood or racial solidarity, when all it ever really was about Claressa, nobody else.
She's just not likable, no matter how many belts she wins or how many fights she has, whether she's unbeaten or not.
She's just not a likable person, and she's run out of ways to hide it.
Men's welterweight news, Teofimo Lopez admits father failed him against Shakur Stevenson and reveals an emotional fight week.
Every time one of these guys loses a fight, they tell you how everything was going wrong in the build-up, and that's what did it, that's what caused it. But if the guy wins the fight, you never hear about any of this stuff. That's still always happening in the background. The former undisputed champion,
Teofimo was never undisputed.
says his corner gave him the wrong instructions and reveals he broke down in tears before the fight.
Yeah, I think he broke down in tears because he knew he was gonna lose.
Teofimo Lopez says his father failed to give him the guidance he needed during his loss to Shakur, admitting he agrees with criticism of his corner. Lopez also revealed he broke down in tears the day before the fight because he sensed his career was about to change.
Yeah, that's called a sense of impending doom. All that shit he was talking was about to catch up to him, and he knew it.
My father, who's my trainer, just wasn't giving me the proper instructions that night, Lopez said to the Daily Mail. He was more bringing it down rather than telling me what I needed to do. When you have everyone against you, and you feel your back's on the wall, in those moments you've got to be with your fighter and tell them the right things. Get back up, you've got this. I can't just always self-motivate myself. That's why you have a team.
Perhaps, but that's not why Teofimo lost. Not specifically. Shakur Stevenson being a damn good fighter himself and pretty good with that base style, that has something to do with it also.
Teofimo said he even agreed with his fans who questioned his corner's performance after the fight. Oh yeah, I agree with them. I totally agree with them. They're not wrong in what they feel, said Lopez. The former undisputed light welterweight champion also shared an emotional moment from the day before the fight.
He was never undisputed, and they need to stop saying that.
Revealing he unexpectedly began crying while sitting with his mother because he sensed a major change was coming. I looked at my mother, and I just started crying. I think more so of the pain that maybe something was coming, said Teofimo about him crying before his fight with Shakur. I don't know if it was saying goodbye to something, but definitely just a moment to reflect and appreciate the moment. Asked what he meant, Teofimo said he now believes the defeat marked the beginning of a new chapter in his career. I think it was time. I think it was something I asked for. In some way, I wanted a change. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to take away what he did. He executed. They fought phenomenally, but I like comeback stories, said Teofimo. Lopez said the loss also convinced him to trust his own instincts more. He has brought childhood trainer Milton LaCroix back into his corner and plans to make changes to his preparation as he moves up to welter. The 28-year-old has verbally agreed to challenge WBA welterweight champion Rolly Romero in Las Vegas on August 22nd, with the fight expected to become official once the remaining paperwork is completed.
Do you know why he breaks down in front of his mother? That sense of impending doom? It's because fights are won and lost in the gym.
In the build-up. You didn't lose on the night because your daddy wasn't telling you the right things. You lost because you've known for 6 years you've been hearing what people have told you about your corner situation, the tumultuous nature you have with your family and your father specifically, who you work alongside, that at this point you need more than he can give you and you didn't listen to them. So when you don't get the right instructions in camp and in the corner on the night,
Yeah, he's to blame for some of it, but the bulk of it is on you, because you're the fighter. It's your career.
you're the one that's got to take charge, like Brian Norman took charge after he lost to Devin Haney. What did he do?
It's another father and son duo, the same as Teofimo and his father.
What did Brian do? Brian decided he needed more than Senior could give him, so he made alterations to his corner. He decided to go with Ronnie Shields. Teofimo could have made that decision a long time ago, when he loses to George Kambosos or when he struggled with Sandor Martin. Teofimo not being able to give chase and not being able to cut off the ring didn't all of a sudden happen when he fought Shakur. It's been that way, on display for years. It's just that now it finally caught up to him.
I'm not a fan of all this melodrama, because it relies on the presupposition that the only reason Shakur won is because Teofimo lost, because things weren't right with Teofimo.
When things are never right with Teofimo and his family situation, when he's winning and when he's losing.
There's always something.
In spite of his tumultuous career, I think that he can beat Rolando Romero. They know each other.
And he actually has the right style for him, where he didn't have the right base style for a pure boxer in Shakur Stevenson. He does have the right style for Rolly.
He can win that one. That's rumored to be going down in late August in Las Vegas. All they've got to do is make it official.
All he's got to do is keep his head on straight.
Elsewhere in the welterweight division, per World Boxing News, the early signs are good that Manny Pacquiao versus Liam Paro has interest from both sides. Pacquiao will aim to win the IBF welterweight title for the first time if he gets the fight made.
Who's gonna promote it?
To tell you the truth, up until I read this story, I wasn't aware that the two teams were even talking, but I guess with the Floyd Mayweather rematch now on ice, due to Floyd Mayweather's mounting legal woes, Manny's in the market for a new opponent, a new dance partner, and Liam Paro is free.
Wouldn't be the first Aussie fighter that he fought. Remember Jeff Horn?
Now, when Manny Pacquiao fought Jeff Horn, that was Duco Events at the helm of the promotion, whereas this time, it would be No Limit, who promote all of Liam Paro's fights in Australia. I would imagine that No Limit having a relationship with the PBC, the fight might land on the Amazon Prime platform in the United States.
Sure about that? Liam's last fight was on DAZN.
Yeah, but that's because he was fighting Lewis Crocker, a matchroom fighter. The rest of the time, No Limit Promotions works alongside the PBC, and they share a stable, so to speak, when a Tim Tszyu fights a Tony Harrison or an Errol Spence Jr.
A Sebastian Fundora.
Manny Pacquiao's last fight was on PBC, the one that he had with Mario Barrios. So I get the impression that if they do this thing, it's going to be on Amazon Prime, and it might be a pay-per-view. It might be.
Now, I don't think that Manny Pacquiao has all the same legal and financial woes that Floyd Mayweather has, but I do think he was counting on that big rematch on Netflix to score a big, big purse.
Now that's not going to happen. I don't know how many offers, lucrative ones, are pouring in for an aging 8-weight world champion who looked bang average in his last outing. Manny's star power, it isn't what it used to be, but in Australia,
You can sell him.
you can milk it because the clock is ticking for Liam Paro to make the most out of having become a welterweight world champion. He's already got a mandatory in the queue, a dangerous one, in Paddy Donovan. They share a common opponent in Lewis Crocker, and this might sound familiar.
I told you guys this in a couple of live streams, that Paddy Donovan might have gotten beat by Lewis Crocker, but Liam Paro's gonna beat him. He's gonna beat Lewis.
And when he does, Paddy's gonna beat him.
Paddy's got the style to beat him. Paddy Donovan is a stick and move outboxer, an outside fighter, just like Richardson Hitchens, who gave Liam Paro his first professional loss. That's the way that cookie could crumble, though for the time being, while Paddy Donovan is preoccupied boxing on Katie Taylor's undercard, that leaves the door open for Liam Paro to schedule other fights.
To make the most out of being a champion while he still is one, and there's a free negotiation period, no mandatory has been called.
Want to go fight Pacquiao? Go fight Pacquiao.
Now, I myself ain't that interested in seeing a guy Manny Pacquiao's age share the ring with Liam Paro. I'm not, but those Aussies might be, because they only get so many chances to get a guy like Manny Pacquiao to come to their neck of the woods. He may have done it once before, but that was a long, long time ago.
Do you think Liam beats him?
Probably. Liam might have had a hard time with Lewis. That was a very close fight. I scored it about 7-5 in favor of Liam.
It was tight.
But Manny Pacquiao is fucking old. You saw how he looked with Mario Barrios. If he was any fraction of the fighter that he used to be, he would have chewed up Mario and spat him out. Frankly, I think Mario was told. I think he was coaxed to go easy on Manny, so he could live to fight another day.
So the PBC would be able to use him again, what remains of his name value.
I don't have much faith that today's Manny Pacquiao, at his age and this late stage in his career, he can really handle a young guy who's all in his prime like Liam Paro, even if he is small for the welterweight division.
And he's fucking old. I mean, he's closer to 50 now than he is to 40, ain't he?
And let's be honest that if they try to do this thing, I don't think it's going to be for the United States. I think they want Manny to travel. I think they want to bring him to Australia, where Liam Paro has home field advantage and where Manny has lost at least once before.
They do it out there. I think Liam wins the fight.
I think that it's a bigger event out there than if you tried to do it here. No Limit has been attempting to step it up with the scale of their shows and what names you see on them.
And if they do this thing, I think Liam Paro wins. But they have to hurry up, because we all know how Johnny on the spot the IBF are with their mandatories. Paddy Donovan is currently fighting in September, which gives Liam just enough wiggle room to schedule another fight before the mandatory gets called. They've got to get a move on.